Hey, it's Jack here. Today we're in Lone Pine, California. Got a few things to check out here in town. We're going to start out with breakfast here at the Whitney Restaurant. We're going to head down the road, check out the museum, and also a place where they filmed an episode of the Twilight Zone. It's a menu for the Whitney Restaurant. Got a lot of stuff here. Well, time to freeze frame your video there, and you can read what that menu has to say. Here's their breakfast stuff. They've got an assortment of items for breakfast. Over here they've got more breakfast items, some omelets. They've got some specials down here at the bottom. Then on the back, they're talking about the movies that were filmed out here. And they got some trivia there too. Well, I don't know what I'm going to get, but when I do, I'll show it to you. Back in the day, this was a big area for Westerns to be filmed. On the walls here at the restaurant, they've got pictures of some of the stars. Over here on this side of the restaurant is their bar area. It's currently closed because of the time of the day. I thought I'd come over here and check out some of these pictures. There's so many familiar faces to look at here. Got Hopalong Cassidy. There's James Gardner right there. Charles Bronson right down here. John Wayne. There's Chubby Checker right up there. Over here by their restrooms, they have more pictures. We can see those here. Eddie Three Eagles right here. There's Jack Palance. Mickey Dolenz from Monkees. There's country singer Juice Newton right down there, autographed. Carl Malden right here. He's not autographed, but a picture of him anyway. And we've got Hopalong Cassidy again right here. And here's an aerial view of the Lone Pine area. I went with their eggs and bacon. You got the hash browns comes with it. I went with eggs over hard this morning. Gives us looks like 3 slices of bacon, maybe 4 there. Also got some wheat toast. You have a choice of biscuits and gravy or toast. I went with toast. I have some coffee and some water also. So we'll give this breakfast a taste and see what it's like. We'll start off with this bacon. We can already see that it's crispy. Give this a flavor taste, see what it's like. Bacon's really good. It tastes like it was made to order and hadn't been sitting all day. So that's a plus. Now what I like here on the potatoes is how crispy they are on the outside, the way they cooked them up. So we'll give this a taste. I haven't added anything to them as far as hot sauce, salt, and pepper. So we'll give them a taste, see how they are. Well, for the potatoes, they didn't add anything to them while they're cooking them, so they're kind of bland. So I add a little bit of salt and pepper, and I'll add some hot sauce to it. No big deal. They have a great crispy flavor to them. I do like them. So for the eggs, I went with eggs over hard. We can see here that they captured that really well with the eggs there. The egg yolk is hard. Give this a taste, see how they are. Yeah, the eggs are cooked perfectly. Cannot complain there. Good fresh flavor. And those, like I said, the yolks are over hard. Perfect the way I wanted them, the way I ordered them. So cannot complain. This restaurant's had the same owner for 30 years. My breakfast total came up to be $21.01. I added a tip to that. Really well worth the price. Come out here, great service, great food. Cannot complain there. We're going to go on down the road and check out our next location. We traveled up the road just a little bit. We're about a half mile from the Whitney Restaurant. We're here now at the Western Film Museum. We're going to go inside and check this out. Well, as I mentioned at the restaurant, there were plenty of old-time Westerns filmed out here. And this museum is dedicated to those movies. The official title is the Museum of Western Film History. We can see Hopalong Cassidy there. See Spencer Tracy in this movie here called Bad Day at Black Rock. And over here, more recent movie, Django Unchained. I do like how they have the props out here. They got the covered wagon minus the cover, and they've got this horse here. We noticed the U.S. mock brand on the side. That would be a cavalry horse getting his feed right there. There's an $8 fee to come into the museum, and this is awesome. Walk in, we've got these original cameras here. This is a three-strip Technicolor camera system right here in front of us. That is so cool. And then over here is a Panavision camera. Right here we can see Steve McQueen with a camera right there. That is so cool. When we go over here, there's another camera. Well, they announced they're going to have a movie here in a couple minutes, so we're going to walk back to their movie theater and watch this movie they talked about. I love this faux ticket box right here. A reminder that no food or drinks are allowed in the theater, so we'll go on back. We don't have food or drink. We just have ourselves. This is so cool. We got these movie posters as we walk into the movie theater. We'll see what the theme is like in here. Oh, this is really neat the way they have this set up. They said it's a 15-minute movie. Of course, I will not record the movie. I'll tell you about the movie when it gets done. Well, the 15-minute film, they talk about the movies that were filmed in the area, the actors and the performers and stuff that were in those movies, and the sets that were constructed. It's a really good movie to sit down and watch, get you an idea of what happened in the area back in the early days when they were filming movies out here. They said recently that this area has been used primarily for TV commercials, but there have been some big productions out here as well, like Iron Man opening sequence where you see the explosion with the mountains. That was filmed out here as well. Anyways, so we're going to go and check out more of the museum. Here we go. Well, coming out of the movie, they have Quentin Tarantino's director's chair from Django Unchained. And right behind that, they've got this snake oil wagon. Now we'll go into the main museum. We've got John Wayne right here. Over here on the left, they've got various movie projectors. This is a 1928 movie projector, 35 millimeter. This is a movie projector from the 1950s. It's an RCA projector. This one here, there's no documentation on it as to what year it's from and so forth. We'll head off to our left here. This is really cool right here. They've got an RKO radio pictures. This would be a camera truck. And right here they've got this poster right here talking about the camera truck, how they would mount the cameras on there, so forth. So we can see here up front, they put the cameras on there. They could also put a camera toward the back and put their production crew or their camera crew on that truck to get the scene filmed. Over here they got their faux stage set up. We can see Gene Autry, former owner of the Angels, sitting there getting ready to sing a song. That big long rifle you see there, that was actually used in the movie The Alamo from John Wayne. This is one of 100 rifles that were rented for that production. Well, here's a neat statue of Roy Rogers with his horse Trigger right there. And here's memorabilia for Roy Rogers. We can see the chair right there. We got the Roy Rogers stagecoach in that chair. Various BB guns with Roy Rogers and Dale Evans right here in front of us. There's a Roy Rogers guitar, electric guitar that is. We can see this chair here has a Roy Rogers written all over the upholstery. Here's a Roy Rogers pistol on loan to the museum. Here's a Roy Rogers and Trigger metal toy. And speaking of toys, right here, there's Roy Rogers kids boots. There's a Roy Rogers camera and a Roy Rogers toy gun right there. Now, this car is the Trail of San Antonio car. It's a Buick 8 Roadmaster. Over this section is all dedicated to Hopalong Cassidy. Well, let's see what type of memorabilia and stuff they have here. We got this cabinet here with a hat and toy gun, some boots right there. They have various Hopalong Cassidy glassware here. Next to that, they've got kids apparel here with Hopalong Cassidy, as well as a kid's guitar and some pictures down below. Right here they have Hopalong Cassidy glass milk jars right here. And that's how milk used to come, is in a glass container just like that. Over here they got Hopalong Cassidy ice cream and more of those milk jars right there. Over here in this cabinet they've got more Hopalong Cassidy toys. They got a camera over here on the left. Got some binoculars, some watches. Look across the top here, they've got a Hopalong Cassidy town made of cardboard. And below that in this cabinet, they got some Hopalong Cassidy posters. Down below here, Got some Hopalong Cassidy roller skates with spurs on the back of them. They also have the skate key and the original box. Down below that they have some games and puzzles. Oh, this is stuff for the Hopalong Cassidy Savings Club. I'm not sure what this was about, but if you were ever a member of the Hopalong Cassidy Savings Club, I'd love to hear about it. Right here, this cabinet's dedicated to Lone Ranger. We got the Lone Ranger guitar there. They have the more recent Lone Ranger movie. It's a lunchbox there. Got Lone Ranger and Tonto dolls. Lone Ranger books over here on the right. And right down there, we got the Lone Ranger toy guns. And there is another Lone Ranger guitar right here on the right. Well, from Rawhide, we've got this saddle right here. This was a screen used stagecoach in the movie Rawhide. They come over here to this side of the museum. They've got the Lone Pine General Store. Inside here, we've got an area dedicated to Tom Mix, one of the original cowboys for B movies. And here's some movie posters also for various Tom Mix movies. This is one of Tom Mix's hats right here. Down below, him riding a motorcycle with said hat. The Hitchhiker. I vaguely remember this movie. I think I've watched it. It says, "Who will be his next victim? You?" question mark. Over here on this side, there. This is for Fatty Arbuckle. This is Jack Hoxsey, one of the early B movie cowboys also. We can see one of those big movie posters right here. This would be in the lobby of a movie theater back in the day. Right back here is another one of those posters that would be up there. Over here on this side, we've got another Jack Hoxsey poster here. We have a Buck Jones poster here. Ken Maynard over here. We can see a set of gloves right up here, signed by Ken Maynard. Over here we have a sign reminding us to watch our step. We got this leg or foot coming out the window here. These saddles here are what they call Jack Williams stunt saddles. Jack Williams lived from 1921 to 2007, was one of Hollywood's best, most active, celebrated Western stuntmen. Right here we can see a cutout of Humphrey Bogart, and we got the car right behind him that was called the High Sierra car. It's a Plymouth Coupe from 1937 used in that feature movie. Here was a costume worn by George Montgomery. Here's posters for Randolph Scott. Over here is dedicated to Audie Murphy. You can see him there. Medal of Honor winner. And here's one of those big movie posters. I've been in the lobby of a movie theater for Hellbent for Leather with Audie Murphy. Well, the Alabama Hills have been used for other types of productions other than westerns. Over here is Gunga Din. So here's for the Cecil B. DeMille movie Samson and Delilah. A sign reads that they filmed the chariot race sequence out here. Here's a costume used in the movie Gunga Din. This is an extras costume. You can see down here what that costume would look like on film. John Wayne also filmed out here, and here's a section dedicated to John Wayne. See some of his costumes here. That's his coat used in the movie The Shootist. These are his boots used in the movie Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, right down there. And the spurs down there were used in a movie called Westward Ho from 1935. And the movie Rooster Cogburn from 1975, this was his rain jacket, screen worn. Now they got the movie poster for Rio Bravo out here. To my knowledge, Rio Bravo was filmed at Old Tucson in Arizona. However, they may have done some B footage out here in this area for Rio Bravo, with principal photography done at Old Tucson. Now we move from John Wayne to William Wellman. And if you're not familiar with William Wellman, he was a director. And he directed several movies out here. We can see this one right down here called The Oxbow Incident, starring Henry Fonda. Over here is called Yellow Sky, starring Gregory Peck. And this section says we're now entering another dimension. Yes, they film movies out here like Iron Man. Well, if you're familiar with the movie Iron Man, you might recognize that picture right there. And that is the mountains here in Lone Pine right behind Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man right there. And we got the screen used costume right here. Now, if you're familiar with the movie Tremors, that was filmed out here. From Tremors 3, this is Chang's Market. This is a miniature. You also see over here, this is the various worm creatures from Tremors right here. They've also filmed parts of Star Trek V, The Final Frontier, and Star Trek Generations out here. Over here they've got other sci-fi type movies that have been filmed out here. Here's our movie posters anyway. Well, we'll go through the gift shop here, see what they have to offer. Come up here, we can see some kids' books. Over on this side, some more kids' books and plush. Have some kids' apparel there. Got some mini building blocks here. Looks like you can only buy the one, the cowgirl with a lasso right now. Glassware, coffee mugs, so forth. This is all for John Wayne. In fact, this whole cabinet's John Wayne here. We got cookbooks and so forth for John Wayne. Well, this is really cool if you're a B-Western fan. They've got movies that were filmed out here available on DVD. They do have some Blu-ray also, but mostly DVD. Over here on this side, they've got the pet raptor. Right next to that raptor, they have what looks like possibly cocaine bear. Over here on this rack, they do have the lapel pins, which is what I like to pick up. They got one specifically here for the museum, so we're gonna grab this one and bring it with us. Well, we've traveled about 25 minutes down the road from the Western Film History Museum. We're now in Olancha, California. We're at the Olancha Sculpture Garden. We will walk around this and check it out. The first thing we see here is this crow/raven greeting us as we come in. So this is the only place you can pull in, is this little dirt road here. Oh, here we have this alien eating a squirrel, holding the dollar sign. That'd be some dollar bills. Looks like they have some wildflowers in this hand. And I'm not sure what's in that hand closest to the head there on its left side, my right side. But I did notice one thing that I thought was kind of cool here. Come up here, we can see the Mighty Met sticker that someone put right there on his arm. If you're not familiar with the Mighty Met, that was a hard rock station in Los Angeles back in the day. Right here we can see this guy pointing the directions. This is kind of a fork in the road, so to speak. We can see blue here on the left. We've got these other sculptures walking straight around. We're going to walk straight down this way and work our way back. We've come to the furthest north part of the sculpture garden here. We got this guy standing here. It says H12 at the bottom. It looks like he's got a cage in front of his face, possibly a prisoner, I don't know. But you have it here. Let me know in the comments what you think this guy represents. Well, we moved down just a little bit from the sculpture we just looked at, which is right there. Have this plaque of sorts that says given. That's the only word I can make out right here. It says the word given. And it looks like there is this bell, but this is a propane tank probably, and you can ring it. Right next to that says three-eyed, three-antennaed alien here. Now that is a mirror, so if we come up here, we can see ourselves right there in that mirror. And it says give and take. Well, we're out here, we're going to see what's in here. Well, there's nothing in the give, and my guess is there's nothing in the take either. Well, in the take, looks like someone's left a couple origami type things. Right next to that, there's this traveler, hitchhiker. They're hitchhiking here. And I thought it was cool, the suitcase, so to speak, is an old gas tank. Just beyond that here in the distance, well, not too far, maybe a few steps away, looks like possibly a pig's head or a dragon's head. But you got this guy here, looks like he's trying to save his life by yanking the tooth out of that monster. Oh, we've come up from the monster with the guy pulling the tooth. We're back here on the trail. Come across this one where she's got the apple. She's got the snake. This is definitely Eve. She's getting ready to eat that apple and maybe choke the hell out of the snake there. Who knows? But interesting sculpture there of Eve with the apple and the snake. Right next to that is this one here. This reminds me of the game Press Your Luck, where you have big bucks and no whammies. It looks like a whammy over here on the right side. And the signs read, be kind, not right. So yeah, be kind, not right. So the little guys are be and not, and the top are kind and right. So be kind, not right. Well, we've come a few steps down from there. We've got this bishop right here. And what's interesting about this bishop, look at the feet down here. You've got the bishop's feet, then you got little people feet. So looks like there'd be little people on each side of the bishop's robe there. Behind that, over here, looks like a bug from the distance. Looks like these props may go around, we'll see. No, they don't rotate. You got this here. Looks like a bug of sorts. And a little ways up from that bug are these 4 people sitting here. This guy's got a pressure gauge in the center of his head. Looks like some springs, some valve springs on this one. This one's the old no trespass sign. What's left of it looks like someone shot it. And it looks like next to that we have a demigorgon there. Well, here's a sculpture that says, any donation for the upkeep and expansion of the Olancha Sculpture Garden is greatly valued. This is an interesting sculpture here. Looks like he's got some demons here that are coming out of its belly, and it's yanking those demons out. Right next to that is this lady. It looks like her hands are butterflies. No, the hands are birds, possibly hummingbirds. And she's flying along. I like the stone for the head here. And then the hair flying to the back there. That is really, really cool. We come over here, and this looks like a snail shell with a old guy's head coming out of it. Well, right here we come to the end of the sculpture garden. We got this dragon getting ready to eat this guy. It's a private property from here on back, and it says trespassers will be devoured. So we'll respect that. We won't go beyond this point. And we will take a look at those mountains in the background though. I'm glad you made it this far in the video. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video as much as it is for me to bring it to you. We have one more stop for our day, Twilight Zone filming location. Let's head on up the road. Well, not so fast. We almost forgot one here. We've got these two with a jump rope of sorts right there. As we see here, as we come out of the sculpture garden, we're going to let this roll real time. Our next location is that clump of trees over on the left, about 20 seconds away from the sculpture garden. Well, if you're familiar with the episode Twilight Zone called 100 Yards Over the Rim, this building was the diner slash gas station in that episode. There's no trespassing sign, so I'm staying up here by the road. But we can see that arch right here. That was part of the building. A little bit different facade on the front here with the wood than it was in the show. I'd like to give a shout out here to Rick 9G. Rick covers vintage TV shows on his channel, so if you're a vintage TV show fan, go over and check his channel out. Well, I hope you enjoyed this walk around tour of some of the things here to do in Lone Pine, California and the vicinity. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and we'll catch you on the next one.